Hey, what it do? What's up? Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Your girl G here, and we're going to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta, you guys. I guess we're kind of coming towards the end of the season, y'all. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of ready for it to be over. Just a touch. Like, I don't know, like, I'm just ready for a revamped Housewives of Atlanta. After watching Housewives of New York, I'm just ready for new energy. Especially, I'm tired of dealing with Drew. Like, Drew is just, girl, I cannot. Well, let's get into it, you guys. I watched the episode like 1.5 times, so if I miss anything, I apologize. But let's go ahead and get into the episode, you guys. So, start the episode, we see Marlo and her nephews talking. They're doing a Christmas photo shoot, and they're asking about Christmas. Or Marlo's like, what do you guys want to do? And he was like, well, you know, maybe Scotley could come over or something. And she was like, skirt. Wait a minute, you know, she's like, you know, I don't want to introduce you guys to, you know, somebody that early. And I appreciate that. Like, a lot of times women be out here ready to introduce these way too fast to their kids because they want a man so bad. Like, they be introducing men to their kids like 3 months into the relationship. It's like, ma'am, you don't even know him. He has still got his representative on, and you trying to hurry up and rush the process because you want a man so bad. Like, get out of here. She was like, let's hold off on that. But of course, Marlo, she loved taking pictures with her nephews. They her ticket to Housewives, her storyline. So yeah, we're gonna keep seeing the nephews. But the pictures was cute though. You know, Marlo's good with a photo op. Todd, he accidentally double booked his part. First of all, how you forget who you give a damn part to? Todd? Like, that just goes to show, like, Todd really, we be wanting to support Todd, but sometimes it just seems like he be half-assing it, or just like, he don't be on it like he should. That's just my opinion. Because how you forget that you give a part? Like, you just out here just telling people, like, oh, I'm doing a movie, and you looking for people who gonna do it for cheap. Like, if you really want your movie to blow up, Todd, invest the money. Invest the money in actors and legit production. Like, you're gonna have to spend money to make money, Todd. But it just seems that he always shortcutting. After Marlo, we see a scene with Cynthia 50 Cent. She was back, y'all. That interview she did with Kandi, and she addressed Nene, because Nene says that everybody else is starless in her interview with Carlos. Everybody else is starless. Nene's the only one who's a star. Nobody is a star like Nene. Like, we get it, girl. Like, but you are acting delulu. At the end of the day, like, she wants to say Cynthia came for her and try to make her lose her job. It's everybody else's fault why Nene ain't doing nothing. It's everybody else's fault but her own. She was blacklisted. Always, you know, they don't want to invest in black people. Like, girl, like, I cannot with Nene. That we'll do a live and talk about Nene on there. But Cynthia, she looked gorgeous as usual. As she said, the cheekbones is timeless. So she sits down with Kandi. I love that curly afro that was on Kandi. But you know, they catch up. So Kandi, of course, is like, girl, how you been? You know, she's like, well, I'm back down here in Atlanta. And she's like, I know you don't want to get into everything. And she's like, and I don't. But she was just like, you know, how you doing? And she was like, well, of course, you know, I never thought that I'd be here, but I just can't, you know, be in a situation that I'm unhappy in. It's either being happy, living in a situation I'm unhappy in, or, you know, try to move on. And so she's like, of course, you know, I'm 55 and, you know, second time divorced, and what most women think, like, who's going to want me at this age? I'm older. Now that I've been divorced twice. Like, girl, we told your ass not to marry Mike, though. Everybody in the world was telling you, literally, the red flags was everywhere. This man had all them girls in the kitchen talking about, oh, they my closest friends. A man that's in sports broadcasting or something like that, and he got a whole bunch of women friends. He had like 10 women in that kitchen. Guaranteed, just statistically, rationally, out of 10 women, he had sex with 3 of them, at least. Um, so yeah, girl Cynthia, we tried to tell you about Mike. Maybe he was the dingaling. I don't know. He was handsome, but we tried to tell you, girl. But nonetheless, she was in her confessional, and they were like, "Oh, you want to talk about?" She's like, "No," like, but she's like, "I'm glad to be back, though. What's going on? What's going on with the ladies? Fill me in." So Kandi basically tells her about the trip to Portugal, how Drew is saying that, she lied and she can't believe it. And Cynthia was like, girl, that was so long ago, I don't even remember shit. I might have kissed the girl myself. I don't know. But Candy's like, Kandi hit everybody when Drew tried to lie. And that's the thing, like, it's about principle. Like, don't call me no liar. Don't call me like I'm trying to make up shit. Like, don't do none of that. Like, I know I seen to what I saw, and you know I saw what you seen. I saw what you think I saw. I seen. Like, Drew. I honestly don't care about that scene at the end of the episode with Kandi, because we'll get there. We'll get there. Nonetheless, Cynthia was like, shit, I don't know, like, but Candy's like, girl, if me, Kenya, and Marlo say something, like, chances are that should happen. So yeah, she was basically telling Cynthia about that, and then it fills her in on the Peach Buzz. Is it Peach Buzz? I think it was Peach Buzz social party. And she's like, it's gonna be crazy. I don't know if I'm working with Drew, because like Todd put her in the movie, but it's like I don't know where we at right now. And Cynthia's like, well, girl, if you need somebody, I know somebody with high cheekbones, who can fill in. So then we move on to Drew. She's in the closet with her friends, or I guess closet, reorganizer or whatever. And she was just like, oh my God, my closet. She's like, after the trip to Portugal, this is what it looked like. And they were like, what's going on with you? And she's like, man, just nothing, trying to stay on Ralph's good side. And see, that's right there. It's just a little statement that goes to show that we know how Ralph manipulates a situation. And I've witnessed it through relationships. You can emotionally manipulate somebody into acting the way you want them to act by stonewalling. Is a very powerful tool in emotionally manipulative relationships and emotionally abusive relationships. When you withhold affection, when you withhold emotion, when you withhold, quality time from somebody, that makes them feel abandoned, and it makes them feel unloved. And for Drew to be like, oh, trying to stay on his good side, all she wants from Ralph is love. A lot of women's like, all I want is for my man to love me. That when you're chasing love from somebody else, when the truth is you gotta love yourself. Like, the love that you're trying to get from them, you have to be able to give it to yourself. Point blank, period. And so when she said that, I was just like, we got Ralph. Like, girl, we got your card. But he comes in or whatever, and they're talking to him about the closet, and he's like, yeah, but don't touch over there. That's my side. Don't touch it. So the producers did ask Drew about, how was the trip to Vegas, and she was like, well, of course, she laughed. That laugh gave it away. Like, I don't know what the he did, because he didn't tell me. She was like, I asked him, he was like, oh, all I did was work. Nigga, what was work, though? You went down there to be a stripper on Vegas Strip. Like, what do you mean? You tried out, but I don't think Ralph got the job. Ralph ain't get that job. He went over there and tried out. Ralph, you ain't built like that, nor is you sexy like that. So what did you do in your free time after the tryouts? Right. And Drew says she ain't trusting him. She's like, we're on shaky ground, so anything could, make it worse, because our foundation's a little shaky right now. So she starts telling him about the Portugal trip, and Ralph at this point is just listening to Drew talk. Like, she's like, yeah, the Portugal trip, everything was so good. We saw the monuments and, everything like that, the architecture. And he's like, yeah, dope. And real minimal talking from Ralph. And then she was like, but then, everything just kind of went downhill because Kandi tried to accuse me of something I didn't do, and I don't like nobody lying on me. She tried to sit there and tell me I kissed Toya. If I kissed Toya, I would have said I kissed Toya. And Ralph's like, I don't see what's the big deal. She was like, yeah, but like, I didn't do it, Like, I told the truth. And the way she said was like, I told the truth. And she's like, what does the text message say? Anybody says, anytime somebody comes to you with the, now tell the truth, now be honest now. And she did both of them. She said, in all truth and honesty, did we kiss? Girl, that literally is the red blinking light for somebody to be like, nigga, help me. Like, lie on my behalf. Be truthful, be honest. Anytime somebody hit you with that, they mean lie, okay? Lie through your teeth. Now be honest. Now tell the truth. Is that what we did? So that's what she hit Toya with. And Toya just simply messaged back, no. And so she's like, if Toya did it, and like Kandi keep trying to tell me I did, like, I just think that's so crazy, And then like if she wanted in her confessional, see, here's nothing that is a teller for Drew too, that you just straight up like you backpedaling, coochie popping, and then you ass backward with your lies, because here you are in your confessional talking about, last episode when she talked to Sheree, it was, I don't need the part, I'm good, I got other movies to do. But then in your confessional, you want to be like, I don't know what's going on with Kandi in the movie. I would hope that, something like this, wouldn't cause her to be petty. Like, it's her role. Like, she could take it back if she wanted to, but I hope that, something like this wouldn't make her act that way. It's like, wait a minute. If somebody is lying on you, you wouldn't give a damn if they took that role or not, because Heather, you lied on me. Drew, if she's such a liar and she's not telling the truth, why would you want to work with somebody like that you said straight up lied on you? Like, that's, for me, is another tell. Like, Drew, bro, you are talking out your ass. Like, if somebody lied on me, I wouldn't want to work with them. So why would you want to work with Kandi if you feel like she's such this liar, telling, producing, trying to make you feel like a lesbian, all types of stuff like that, trying to get you interested in the Uchi Walla Bang Bang Coochie Coo? Like, to me, that don't sit well with me. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hope Kandi, would act that way. I'm just, I would hope she wouldn't, it's like, if she lied, but I just wouldn't hope that she would do something like that, be petty and take the role. But, it's her role. She can do that. Shut up, Drew. So Ralph, he just sitting there listening, really ain't like, he's not really giving energy to Drew. You can tell right now they are in a shitty moment in their relationship. He was like, I don't even know, it's not even a big deal anyways, He might be saying that on camera, but off camera, we know what's going on. We know how Ralph is. He fake. So moving on. Kenya, she's with sweet old baby Brooke. Boy, I tell you, Brooke look damn like Mark. That is Mark's baby. That's got to be one annoying thing. Like, you can't stand your baby daddy, but the child took after them. Oh my God. I couldn't imagine look just like your damn daddy, I tell you. Yeah, so baby Brooke, she's with the cousin, and Kenya's kind of getting a feel for how she would act with another child if it came on board. And she wants another baby. She kind of alluded to like, Brooklyn would be good either way, like whatever child it is, like. Cause Kenya, you can't have another baby by Mark. Like, that. Like, that. Given this, I get it, you got these embryos, but you don't want no more problems with Mark. He already trying to get Brooke to be on the show that he on TV, now he want to get on TV and use Brooke. But bro, you don't even see your child. You don't even parent your child. So why do you want her on TV with you? When's the last time you seen your baby, Mark? Not on FaceTime. Hell, when's the last time you FaceTimed your baby, Mark? So, yeah, they're with the cousin, and she's all sweet. It's like, he's just so cute. And at first she was upset, like, I'm cute too. But Kenya was like, you would be okay. And now we see Brooklyn in her first confessional, and they matching and everything, just super cute. And they're like, would you want a baby brother, sister? She's like, both. So Kenya's like, see, now Brooklyn would be okay as a big sister. So Sheree goes to see Kandi, and Sheree, got to carry the bones. She basically lets Kandi know, well, girl, Drew kind of felt like you were trying to produce a moment, basically was like, oh yeah, she wanted to do this movie, like, she wanted to be in Girls. She wants me to like the coochie coo. And Kandi was like, what? Like, now we add more to. Now, see, this is she was like, girl, yeah. And then she tried to sit there and say, like, girl, Kandi was like, well, girl, like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, shoot, do I even want her in the movie? Is that the way we want to go? And Sheree's like, girl, she kind of said that too. She kind of was alluding to the fact that, like, she'll be good either way, like, with or without the movie. It's all, like, she good. And it's just kind of like, the way Drew acts, like, it's just so infuriating. Like, girl, like, I just cannot with Drew. I cannot be friends with Drew. So yeah, Sheree filled Kandi in on that madness, and Kandi just kind of like, if this is the way Drew want to go, then so be it. But, like, you not gonna lie on me. Like, we're not doing that. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. So after that, I forgot Sanya, her sister, have a moment. She comes in, and basically Sanya talks to her, like, about their relationship. And she was just like, the sister was like, girl, I'm older. I'm not just your baby sister anymore. Like, I got a life too. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. And you be so inconsiderate of my damn time. Like, I'm sick of it. And Sanya, you could tell, is quite selfish. She probably was used to the fact that she's the Olympic, runner. She was the one who always had the spotlight. Not needless to say, too, the fact that, girl, sister, you living in her house makes her feel entitled to treating you that way, too. Because, bitch, you stayed in my house rent free. Not only you, but you and Joe broke nigga. Like, clearly, her nigga ain't got no job, trying to figure out what the hell you doing. And he don't mind living it up in the lap of luxury in another man's house. And that seems to be what's happening. And so Sanya feels like, girl, she feels like she's doing you a favor, sister, which don't make it right the way she's treating you, but it just might be a little bit of a justification to why she's treating you that way. And Sanya was like, I want to do better, Sanya with that crying shit. And sister's like, yeah, I'll give you a boundary and you'll do it one time, but then you'll go right back to, like, doing it again. And Sanya, her confession was like, I love my sister and I want to do better. I hope I can do better. What do you mean, I hope I can do better? That's how Sanya isn't serious about changing her behavior. If you were, it would be an intentional thought, be like, I'm going to do better for my sister. But the fact that it's like, I hope I can do better, Sanya don't want to change shit. Like, she looks at her sister as, like, she's at her disposal. So, what else happens? Trying to think of what else happens. Ralph and Drew, Kenya. Marlo talked with her friend, basically talking about how she don't know if, she can deal with Scotley and him partying. Okay, he Jamaican. The Jamaicans already party anyways. Not only do they like to party, but they is community peen, okay? Scotley ain't gonna be faithful worth a damn. And Marlo was like, I just, I don't know if I'll be able to get over my husband doing that. And her friend was like, husband? And she was like, well, I'm just speaking into existence, I just know the man I'm gonna be with. Like, am I gonna be able to handle, him being out? And she's like, he owns, like, a party, a lounge place, things like that. So it's just kind of like, that's the vibe. He's always gonna be in party mode. Like, can I handle that? Marlo, that's a good thought process. That's a good thought process, Marlo. But let's see if her and Scotley gonna still be together by reunion time. Do y'all think her and Scotley will be together by reunion time? But yeah, so the party, Peach Buzz party, everybody super cute. Marlo showed up and showed at okay. Marlo definitely came to play. All right, y'all. Sorry, I'm back. So, we are at Kandi's party. Kandi had it at the it's kind of like a what they call it, like picture place where you can go around do selfies and different looks and things like that, which was a great idea. Kandi throws great parties. But yeah, so everybody's showing up. Marlo showed up, showed out, and Kandi, who was she talking to? Oh, Cynthia came. Kenya and Cynthia are good after Ultimate Girls Trip because they fell out for a little bit, but Kandi ran into her. Not Kandi. Kenya ran into her at Teresa's wedding, and so they kind of, they're back being really good friends. But Kandi and all the ladies, they go in there and they're like sitting down and they're like, "Oh, where's Drew? Where's Drew?" And so everybody's kind of thinking the same thing. Like, we need to get down to the truth of it all. Like, we need to get down to the answers because this ain't making no sense. So Toya, she actually shows up, and Toya was like, "Kandi, I'm mad at you." She's like, "Well, hold on, why are you mad at me?" She was like, "Because like basically the way Toya kind of alluded to me, I took it as like, girl, like you got me in this mess kind of." She was like, "I'm in a situation where like I can't defend myself essentially, like y'all were up there in Portugal and things are being said and I couldn't defend myself." Now while this is happening, Marlo's also talking to Ralph about Drew, and Marlo was being messy. She basically told Ralph like, "You're my Aquarius brother. I don't want to fight with you." She's like, "I know you already got a lot to deal with because you don't know who you waking up next to in the morning." She was taking jabs, okay? She was hitting Drew with the she was jabbing, okay? And she was like, "I already know you got a lot to deal with. Like, you don't know who you gonna wake up to in the morning." Then she was like, "And then, there's always gonna be three sides. One person's truth, one person, and the truth in the middle." And she was definitely taking some jabs at Drew. And she's like, "It just be lies out here. People be lying. She was like, "You never know who you gonna be with, and I know how stressful that must be." And like, she was taking jabs with Drew, and Ralph wasn't necessarily saying anything. He wasn't necessarily saying anything at all. Nor did he think to just like stop and defend Drew by any means, because she was like, "What she told you, all I said was, she was coming after me like, oh, what you do?" And I was like, the same thing Ralph do, technology. Marlo's professions are literally changing. I feel like Marlo just says a profession that people automatically assume make a lot of money. First it was the wig thing. Now it was like now it's technology. What in technology? What in technology do you do, Marlo? Like, girl, shut up. But yeah, nonetheless, Ralph and Marlo kind of talked it out. But Toya goes upstairs and Drew joins. She's like, "Yeah, because I don't know what lies they gonna tell, I need to make sure before Kandi gets out here and tries to spew stuff for people to believe." So Toya, Drew, and Kandi, they up there, and Toya was like, "Yo, first of all, I get a message from Marlo. Marlo sent the video to Toya, and she was like, well, me and Drew's relationship before, it was bipolar." And Kandi was like, "It was bi something, all right. Bipolar, bi curious, it was bi, all right." And so, yeah, Drew was like, "Yeah, we didn't get along before, but now, we're working on relationship and we're trying to be good. And, a situation like this." And, Toya asked Drew, or like, no, what did she say? I think Toya asked Drew, and she was like, "Do you believe Kandi is a genuine person?" And she was like, "Yeah, I do. So she's like, "If you think that, why would you think that Kandi is lying?" She's like, "I think that Kandi was fantasizing." And Kandi was like, "Oh, girl, please, like, get out of here." And even Toya was just kind of like, things happened that night, and you know, I didn't say it. And Kandi's like, what y'all not gonna do? I know both y'all ain't finna sit here and act like I just made this up. Like, Drew and Toya got some type of pact to not say nothing. And Kandi, because she don't feel like going back and forth with these heifers, because she know Drew is not gonna let it go. She gonna stick to this lie. She gonna deny till she die. Even when Marlo came, Drew with that bullshit talking about when Marlo sent the clip. Marlo was like, yeah, I sent the clip because LaToya, you was talking to me like, you know, Drew, you know, she's you know, said nothing but good things when we're around each other. It's always good energy. She's like, I'm trying to let you know the person that you talking about be good to you and whatnot. She over here talking shit. Like, okay. And so Drew with the Marlo with that clip, she only sent you a clip. It was edited. Girl, Marlo was like, everybody just looks at Drew like, girl, really? Marlo was like, I'm not doing this. And scene. Like, no, I'm not doing this with you. So she goes back downstairs. Kandi and the girls basically agree to disagree. And they walk downstairs, and everybody's like, so what happened? And Kandi's like, we're going to agree to disagree. Everybody was like, man, like, all the girls down there was like, man, we ain't going to keep doing this agree to disagree bullshit, because everybody's not, it just seems like everybody trying to be over it, essentially on the fact of, like, Drew, you honestly would have got done a lot faster if you, like, don't just straight up lie. Like, at least you could have just been like, well, maybe I was so drunk I don't remember. That's more believable than just straight up saying like Kandi lied. Maybe she's trying to produce you. You know, maybe she's trying to take me in the dungeon. Maybe she want me to be a lesbian for the role. Like, she's trying to get me to feel for the role. Like, all this just blasphemy, Drew. That's why every time people see you, it's just like, girls, stop it. Stop it, Drew. Ugh. Yeah, the ladies were downstairs. Oh, the peach buzzing. Everybody was talking about, you know, you put it on your jaw, it'll make the ding-a-ling go woo woo. Put it on the balls, it'll make the balls go woo woo. You know, Kandi, she was a pioneer in this section, okay? Kandi 10, 12 years ago, when she first walked in that sex shop, everybody was like, bedroom Kandi, what? Because people back then, it was taboo to talk about masturbation and sex, and women especially, like, sex toys back then, like, it was taboo. So Kandi's like, I'm responsible for orgasms worldwide, and I'm glad for it, okay? Kandi gonna make some money, all right? But yeah, the episode ended right there with Drew in the confessional talking about, I'm just not gonna be lied on. Don't y'all have that scene with Kandi? And it was Kandi basically being like, oh, well, maybe, like, if I got it wrong, you know, I'm sorry, I was wrong, I apologize. I just personally feel like Kandi is biting the bullet. I feel like, because Kandi is that type of person who's like, you know what, I'll be the bad person, whatever. I really genuinely feel like she's just kind of like, whatever at this point, because it's like, I see you for who you are, like, whatever, like, I'm not doing this with you. So, you know what, I'll bite the bullet and just be like, well, you know, I got it wrong, you know, okay, you know, my bad. But I think deep down, Kandi know what she's saying. The fact that Kenya Marlo was like, girl, I think I saw a little something too. Like, I just can't, y'all. I really can't. Next week, we see a little bit more into Ralph and Drew's relationship going down the drain. But yeah, you guys, Housewives of Atlanta, do y'all believe Drew made out with Toya? Do y'all believe that Toya is covering up for her? Do y'all want Toya back maybe on Housewives of Atlanta? I actually kind of feel like Toya's energy would have been cool. What do you guys think about Cynthia's return? And what do you guys also think about what Cynthia retaliated to say to Nene? Saying, girl, if you such a superstar, gonna make you another show. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Catch you in the next one. Bye.